Hello friends, in this video we will be talking about call by reference in C++. It means that we will be using reference variable to pass function argument, and we are trying to get the reference variable as return type in function argument. So first of all, just brief overview of what is user defined function. So there are three different components in user defined function. First of all, we are supposed to declare a function. We know that function is to be declared so that compiler can get to know that this function or this type of function containing this name, arguments and return type will be defined in this program. This particular part is considered to be optional if you are going to give the definition of the function before it has been used. It means before main function. So what is the syntax? So first of all, in function declaration we need to use the return type, then function name and data type of the arguments. At last we will be putting semicolon. Since it is just the declaration, we need to notify that the name of the function will be this, it will take this many arguments of this particular type and this function will return this data type. Example is, suppose I need to declare a function named as sum, I will be writing sum. It will take two integer arguments and it will return integer. So this is what the concept of function declaration or function prototype. Now next comes function definition. This particular part tells system that this is what the logic or the body of the function. This is actual work which function is going to be performed. So for that, syntax will be again return type, name of the function and arguments. Here arguments will be data type and variable name. In function declaration we have just mentioned the data type. You can see here only we have written integer, but when you define a function you are supposed to write the data type along with the variable name. Here you can see data type along with the variable name and then the body of the function. So for example, in sum function the name is sum. We will take two integer arguments. We have given the name integer a, integer b, and that particular function returns integer. Now what is the basic fundamental logic or the work of the function? The work of the function is to make sum of a and b. So we have defined another variable and we are writing a plus b. So answer will be stored in total and we are going to return total. We need to ensure that the return type here is integer, so that we need to return a variable which must be of the same return type, means which must be of the integer type. So this is definition, very important part. And the third equally important is to function call, because if function is declared, if it is defined, but if we are not going to call it, then what is the purpose of it? For example, suppose a very much delicious pizza is there in front of us, but if we are not able to eat it or our family member is not asked us to eat, then what is the use of that particular pizza? Same way, declared function, defined a function, but you are not going to call it, you are not going to use it, then it is not of use. So that function call is very important. Now for that, we need to write the function name, we need to specify the arguments, and if function returns anything, then that particular variable containing the same data type as return type will be over here and assignment operator will be there. Means whatever a function is going to return will be stored in this variable. If this function returns integer, means total, then there should be some variable which will capable enough to take that. So that the syntax is variable name, then assignment operator and the function name and the argument. We need to keep in mind that the variable's data type must be same as the return type of the function. So for example, here in main function we are calling it, so we have declared two variables, and answer is going to be stored in third variable. We are taking the value of x and y. Now, to call a function, we write function name. Now, since function takes two arguments, we have written x comma y, and this function returns integer. So that we have used variable named as answer, which is of integer type, and then we are printing the answer. So, three components which are very important: function is to be declared, function is to be defined, and function is to be called. Declaration can be optional if we have defined our function before it is being used, or we can say before the main function. Now, example of call by reference. We have already seen call by value. In C programming language, we have referred this concept that call by value. But in call by reference, we try to understand it with one example. So, we have declared a function here named as sum, which will take two arguments, but here arguments are the reference variable. We can see we have used ampersand psi, means it is reference to integer and it also returns integer. Now, in the main function we are declaring two variables. So, once we are going to declare x and y, what will happen? So, in memory there will be a block allocated, the name of that block will be x, and we assume that the address or the memory location of that block is 1010. Now, at the same time another block will be created which is named as y, and the memory allocation will be 1012. Now, we are taking the value of x and y from user. So, suppose user has entered the value of x equals to 10. So, 10 will come over here, and user has entered value of y is 20, it will come over here. Now comes, we are printing the value of actual arguments. So, actual arguments means x and y which we will be using in function call. So, actual arguments will be x and y. So, what is the address of x? We know that this ampersand here is used as address operator. So, it will print the address of x. So, you can see what is the address of x. So, here the address of x is 1010. So, here it will be printing 1010. Address of y is 1012. Now, we are calling a function. So, here we are going to call a function sum into bracket x comma y. Now, this is our function definition. It is same, function name is sum. Two arguments, both are reference variable and return type is integer. So, when this function is being called, this sum function will come over here, means this function is being called. Now, the first argument is reference. So, it means integer ampersand p or integer reference p equals to x. The meaning is this: integer ampersand p equals to x means p is a reference variable which refers to existing memory which is x. So, here the memory of x is already there, only another reference is created named as p. No separate memory will be created. Same way, integer reference q equals to y means we are creating reference variable q for variable y. So, this another linkage or another alias or the duplicate name for memory address 1012 has been created, and the name is q. Now, if we print the address of reference variable p and q, so now you can see what is the address of p. So, p is referring to this memory location. So, that is 1010 and q will be 1012. So, we can say that p and q are referring to x and y respectively. It will not have its own separate memory. So, if we manipulate or if we change the value of p, value of x will be changed. If we change the value of q, value of y will be changed. Then, since it is sum, we are writing the logic for summation p plus q, and we are returning the answer, and this is how we can able to pass. Here we have passed values. These are actual arguments and these are formal arguments, and formal arguments are reference variables. So, no separate memory will be allocated for this reference variable. So, this is how call by reference works. Now, another concept, returning reference. Now, returning reference, where is the need of returning and reference? When we need to assign some variable or some value to reference variable, we can go with reference, or when we need to get index or we need to access some variable, at that time we need to return reference. We try to understand with an example. We have declared one variable and that variable is global variable. The scope of that variable is throughout the program. So, integer a of 5. So, when I write this, memory allocation will be done. 5 elements, naming convention is a of 0 to a of 4. Now, I have defined a function integer ampersand, means I am returning reference to integer. Name of the function is return reference and I am passing index. I am passing one variable which is known as index. Now, since this is array, what I want, the definition of this function tells me that this function will return reference to particular array element. Means here index, if I am passing index 0, then it will be returning me the reference of a of 0. Why? Because this is integer reference. So, this variable's reference will be returned. So, or we can say the access of this variable will be returned. So, to get the access of particular element, we can use return by reference. The whole program we try to understand. So, in integer main we have called a function. Now, we know that generally function call is on right side of the assignment operator, but since this is returning a reference, it is on the left side. Means what? Generally reference variable, what we used to write? We used to write integer and b equals to a. Means reference variable is more or less on the left side. So, here what will happen? Return reference 0 equals to 10. What will happen? So, we can see here, when we are calling this function, the function will be called. So, control of this program jumps from this statement to this statement. Now, index I am passing as 0. So, the value of index is 0. So, it means that I am returning reference of a of 0, first element of an array. So, I am returning reference to first element of an array. Means this will return first element, means a of 0. So, the syntax or the meaning of this will be what? When this returns index of a of 0, this will be replaced by a of 0. So, it is same as a of 0 equals to 10. The meaning of this particular statement is similar to this, a of 0 equals to 10. Why? Because this function returns a of 0. We try to understand it by some other example, or let's take one example, like if we have written like this. Now, this reference of this particular a of 0 will be returned. We assume that there will be one anonymous variable named as ref. I have taken here. This is not written anywhere, but this is anonymous variable. So, when I execute this statement, the meaning will be integer reference ref equals to 0, since I am returning a of 0. So, this will be the meaning of this particular function, and this reference is being written here. So, the meaning will be ref equals to 10. It means an ref returns to a of 0, means a of 0 equals to 10. So, when we need to get access of a of 0, we can return that as an reference. Another, so when this is going to return, one reference will be created here, and but no name here, I have not specified any name, so that ref will be anonymous. Okay. Now, the value assigned to a of 0 will be 10. Why? Because we have written that equals to 10. Another, return ref into bracket 1. So now this time I am accessing or I am trying to get the reference of a of 1, so that I am passing 1 as an index. So 1 will be moving here. The reference of a of 1 will be returned. So this will be a of 1. So a of 1 equals to 20. So it will be 20 here. Now if I print it, see out a of 0, so it will print the 10 on the screen. If I print a of 1, it will print 20. So this is how we can able to return reference. But we need to consider, or we need to keep in mind that when we need to return a reference, whenever we are expecting to get access of particular element, then only we can able to return the reference. Otherwise we cannot, it is not required to return a reference. Okay. Now there is a constraint that variable whose reference will be returned by function must not be a local variable. Why? Because the variable, if it is local, then the scope of that variable cannot be extended in the main function. For example, now we try to understand with one example. Here a of phi is a global variable. So a of phi can be used here and it can be used here. So if I am returning reference of a of 0, so a of 0 exists here and a of 0 also exists here. So that this statement is valid, that a of 0 equals to 10. If I am returning reference of a of 1, so a of 1 can be accessible here as well as in the main function, since it is global variable. So we can write a of 1 equals to 20, the meaning. But if it is the local variable, now take the example. Suppose I have integer reference, it is my return type, and there is a local variable integer x, and I am returning x. Now what will happen? Return ref equals to 10. So first of all, a local variable x will be created in the memory, and the scope of that x is only within the user defined function, which cannot be accessible over here. The scope is local. So when we call a function, this function will be called integer x, memory will be created, but it is local memory. Now if I am returning this x, reference of this particular variable x, so it will be given back, and here the meaning will be what? X equals to 10. But the problem is this x is only accessible within this local function. It cannot be used or it cannot be accessible, but because when the bracket closes, the memory will be removed. So x cannot be accessible over here. So it will prompt error because of the scope problem. Okay. So we try to understand this by program. So the same program which we have seen in the previous previous part of the video, that we have written reference of particular index and we are printing. So we try to execute this code. Okay, I need to uncomment this. This is a global variable and I am returning the reference of that particular global variable. So I am entering value 1. So here you can see what will happen. So here I have called this function return ref of 0 equals to 10. So from this it will come over here. So index will be 0, a of 0 will be returned. So the meaning here is a of 0 equals to 10 and here is a of 1 equals to 20. So when I print a of 0 and a of 1, you can see the output on the screen, that we can able to see 10 and 20 on the screen. So this is how we can able to do this. But the second thing that we have discussed at last, that for local variable it is not possible. We try to understand that particular part, by executing a code. So here what we have done, we have declared a local variable and we are trying to return that local variable as a reference. So when I try to execute this, it will be prompting me an error, and error is attempt to return a reference to local variable x. So since the scope of this local variable is not outside of this particular function, it is not outside of this particular function, so we cannot use here x equals to 10. So that is the problem. Okay. And the third thing here which I need to discuss with you, that is there only one possible option that we can have global variable? No. One other option is available, which is static variable. So it's a local variable, but the local variable is declared as static. So when I have declared it as static, the visibility of this particular or the scope of this particular is throughout the program. We cannot access this particular x anymore, but the visibility and scope is there. So when I execute this code, it will execute successfully. So another option is either you declare variable as global variable, or a static variable can also be returned as a reference. So this is how we can able to get this. So what sort of questions can be asked? So these are some questions which can be asked from this particular topic. Suppose some examiner can able to ask some output given a snippet, and some code might be given to you and you are supposed to find out error and correct it and give the corrected output. So this type of things can be asked. So thank you for watching the video. If you have any doubt, you can write me on shikshansetu@gmail.com. If you like the video, please press the like button and subscribe this channel. Thank you.